What you're about to watch is a live presentation that I put on at a mastermind to showcase what exactly our agency does for other people and some of the results we got and why it's so important that as a personal brand in 2025, you exist on YouTube. Now, I will say, I did not have the best delivery in this presentation, but I do want to shout out Presley Milton, my business partner, for putting together this entire presentation. He is the back-end operator, 50-50 partner of mine on this YouTube agency and an absolute wizard when it comes to YouTube, and he absolutely crushed it with this presentation. So go ahead, sit back, relax, maybe grab a bottle of Kratom and enjoy the show.
So all of my YouTube content and all of Alexis's YouTube content is done by Cam. One unique thing about Cam is he's like the perfect person for someone like me. In other words, like a lazy ass like entrepreneur. So I tried to be good at YouTube for the longest time, but I never could like sit down and actually record and consistently pump out videos. So Cam, no matter whether I'm here in Miami or Atlanta or Vegas, Cabo, whatever, he pulls up wherever I am in the world, has the whole crew with him, cameras, light, mic, and he forces me to record like 10 YouTube videos in that one day, and then I have enough content for like 1-2 months. So if you guys want to scale on YouTube, Cam is that guy. I can stamp him. I've been working with him for like what, three months
now?
Yeah. And so has Alexis. If you guys have seen Alexis's content, the quality is like A1, and so is mine. It's because of this guy right here. So let's give it up for my boy Cam.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Will. Thank you, guys. All right, so I'll keep this relatively concise because I know we're all kind of running on fumes here, but I'm gonna run through this, how to leverage YouTube to attract high ticket clients and decrease ad costs in 2025. I'll share a little bit about myself. So I started my video career making videos for car dealership, $12 an hour back in 2017, negotiated that to 17 before I even got paid. I landed an opportunity to work with a trading startup. This was an education company full-time in Boston in 2020. I was getting paid a retainer plus %, and then hit 14K a month at 18 years old with no GED or diploma. Left the company in 2022 as they prepared to sell. Launched a content agency in November 2022 with my now business partner Presley. He's not up here. He actually helped me out with these slides, so shout out to him. And then we scaled to $1 million ARR. Created a coaching program around videographers and filmmakers and content agencies, and we launched that in June 2024. So a lot of the things that I'm gonna run through here are all things that I'm currently using in my business at work. Also, using those with Will and Alexis and a couple other people as well. So a little bit more about our agency. We started with short form content. Now we're long form focused, and we're providing YouTube videos. We do full service, so completely done for you. Like Will said, we show up with the scripts, we do the thumbnails, we do the videos, we do the editing, we take care of all of it, do the posting for him. So very much so done for you. We've generated millions of dollars in tracked sales for our clients. So that's another thing that we differentiate ourselves with, is we go and actually track the revenue that we're attributed to the YouTube videos we create. And then we've helped clients build a lot of authority, rank #1 in keywords in their respective niche, and focus on providing high touch, white glove experience like Will mentioned. That has also been applied to myself, and I've grown myself on YouTube with the help of my team. And we've helped over 100 videographers, filmmakers, and creative agencies sign clients. And with all of this, again, we've applied YouTube and organic YouTube to ourselves, and we just closed out our first 100K a month completely organic with info from basically only YouTube. So proud of my team for that one too. No paid ads at all organic YouTube. So a couple of the people that we've worked with as well: Umar Ashraf, day trader, and probably one of the most successful in the trading space that I know. Grew him 150,000 subscribers in 90 days, and legend of a guy. Maybe you guys know this guy, Cardinal Mason. We worked with him over a year, and we were able to attribute over $1 million in revenue directly to the videos that we created for him. We started him literally at zero on YouTube, so his success, we pretty much created every single video for him. This is Jimmy Farley. Maybe you guys know this guy as well. He started relatively small on YouTube, and he went to make like 300K in 3 months from the services that we provide for him. Again, making all his YouTube videos for him and attributing that revenue for his high ticket program, Creators Corner. Rob Oliver, also a character, and we don't make all of his videos, but we've helped him out with a couple. and he's an interesting guy, really cool guy, and he's fun to make content for sure. This is one of our quieter clients online, and YouTube is going and helping build up his brand strength as well. Obviously directly attributing revenue with him. This is also another one of our clients, Mike. He's doing over $500,000 a month, and YouTube is something brand new for him, and he's already seeing like with such a small channel, just because of the targeting, the way that we're laying out each YouTube video, which ends up being essentially like a VSL, goes and pushes a lot for him as well. And then quickly running through a couple others, Jada, another day trader, we saw a lot of success with him. Justin, another day trader, a lot of success with him. Cam Oliveira, wholesale real estate, still working with these guys to this day, and they're going and cleaning up with YouTube as well. And then of course, yours truly, Will Rivera, and it's been a blast working with him as well, going from Atlanta and Miami and all over the place. So I do want to break down like why YouTube and how this can go and apply to your business. So I'm gonna read roughly from the slides on this just because it's all very accurate. I wanna make sure I stick to that. But we're going through a trust recession right now in the info space. It's obviously not the same as 2017 info, like we're in 2025 now. People have been pitched multiple times. You guys have heard that today. Selling products on the internet isn't just free money anymore. That is, unless you have a personal brand, right? Lots of talks about ads and funnels and everything, which is all obviously extremely important, but you can go and fuel that even further with YouTube and build a lot of brand strength around it, right? You guys notice when Jordan Welch walked in the room, everyone's clapping and cheering. They know exactly who he is, and it's that brand strength that comes with being on YouTube. YouTube's a lot higher barrier to entry, kind of like Will mentioned in the very beginning. You know, a lot of people have an issue, and I'm not calling Will out on this, but holding yourself to going and posting consistently, because it does take longer and there's a lot more of a strategy involved. You're not just gonna, you know, in most cases, just lucky go viral like you might with short form. It takes a lot more input to receive the outputs on YouTube. And probably one of my most favorite that I've seen, you know, be one of the largest impacts on my business, my coaching business, is YouTube provides a fantastic pre-call asset for your sales team, and they're gonna absolutely love you for it. So it will definitely make your sales process a lot easier. And you know, with that, it's gonna go and give you a better return on your ad spend as well. So they're also evergreen assets that will continue to pick up views over time thanks to YouTube SEO. YouTube is an actual search engine owned by Google. Like, we're starting to see that a little bit more with TikTok and Instagram, but not as much. Like, you post a short form video, and if it's not catching traction after 2-3 days, it's just gone, it's dead, right? And that's just not the case with YouTube. You'll still get displayed videos that have been created 10 years ago. So you're literally, every single time you post a video, you're posting a piece of digital real estate that can go and benefit your business for years to come, which is pretty crazy, right? Having the ability to own basically real estate within a keyword in your niche and rank above your competitors, similar to Google search, which is extremely powerful. By show of hands, who's been here before? Banned Instagram account. Yep, couple people. I've been banned like 4 times on Instagram and haven't gotten it back. And Instagram honestly hasn't been a massive driver for our coaching business either. And having YouTube was definitely a backbone for, you know, keeping the success of our coaching program. Like, every single month we've scaled month over month, all organic. And the contribution that Instagram has had to that because of like this is very minuscule. So just want to throw that in there. But did forget to mention that your channel is the best hedge against unexpected bans, Facebook bans, meta bans, any type of ban. Again, it's just like another channel that you can have, that you should have, and it's gonna give you a lot of brand strength as well, the more that you focus on it and the types of videos that you go and create. So I wanna dive into a little bit more of our process and how we actually go and use this, because there is a strategy to YouTube. We're not just randomly going and filming videos like my business partner. We're not outsourcing scripting. We're, you know, using AI to a degree, but for the majority of it, he's the one actually going and scripting the videos like word for word as far as intros and outros, and then framework, kind of like Jordan was talking about earlier today. But let's go over what makes an effective YouTube video. And again, these are all things that are gonna pre-handle common objections on your sales call. Again, the goal here is selling high ticket with YouTube. And so we wanna go and aid that process with the videos that we go and create. We're gonna show tangible proof that you actually do the thing that you're teaching, right? People just, they aren't stupid in 2025. And you know, the market's consistently sophisticating. So being able to show that you actually do what you teach, especially in long form, goes a long way on YouTube. Telling a unique story that's impossible for your competitors to copy. Obviously, if you're telling your story, it's pretty impossible to copy that because it's yours. And then, you know, obviously when creating a YouTube video, you want to go in line with your audience's dream outcome. Give away all the information, only to withhold the implementation, right? So with Will, especially on his business YouTube and on his Amazon channel as well, he's going and teaching a lot of what can probably be learned within the program, but people just aren't good at implementation. So they'll go and pay for that implementation. I know Hormozy talks about this a little bit as well, and it is the case with YouTube videos. So let's talk a little bit about pre-handling objections with YouTube. Think about all the nonsense your sales team deals with or on calls that could easily be answered in a single YouTube video, right? So oftentimes, Dev was talking about this a little bit earlier, where he's going and scraping all the calls and he has all the data, right? So with this, you know, he's going and maybe applying this back to VSL and ads. This is also a great way to go and generate topics to go and talk about with your audience, right? Because you can go and pre-handle an objection in a video that you're going and talking about. When they jump on the call, that's already handled and answered, or it can be sent to them in the pre-call follow-up. Your responsibility is to play offense with the content that you're creating, and most people don't actually have a sales problem, they have a marketing problem, right? Let your videos do the heavy lifting, which you can do if you're strategic with it. Here's an example of Mason, right? How to actually start copywriting in 2024. Mason runs a B2C offer for copywriters, and this is going and attracting an interested demographic, and it is obviously warming them up, and it's killing pain points right out of the gates. With this, they're likely to go and continue watching other YouTube videos, and by the time they actually go and book and get on a sales call, the majority of their objections are already handled just because of the videos they went and watched, right? Making the sales call a lot easier, which doesn't help your sales team when they're closing on cold traffic, because once they start experiencing YouTube leads and cold traffic leads, they are very different for sure. Not that it's bad. So I want to break down like the actual intro of what we might use on someone, like for example, with Mason, and kind of like what Jordan Welch was saying a little bit earlier today. The thumbnail and the title are a promise that you have to deliver on, and delivering on that right away is extremely important. Otherwise, someone will click off your video, right? And it's important that you don't only overpromise in your title and thumbnail, but you also over-deliver with once they click on it, right? So here's an example of this intro that we would go and run for Mason to go ahead and get someone to watch and continue watching. It took me 18 months to go from dead broke to making $48,000 a month as a freelance copywriter. Obviously a bold claim out of the gate that he's got to go and back up. And honestly, if I knew what I know now back in 2021, I could have done this way faster. The video is going to be an updated guide on how I'd start copywriting in 2024 from scratch, right? A lot of positioning going on right out of the gates with that. This is for the video that I just showcased. Even if you don't have 2 nickels and a brain cell to rub together, this is still for you, right? And this ended up being like, you know, a way that he could go and talk to this audience that was very applicable to his audience. And then he goes and showcases what he's gonna cover in this video and then backs up the claims that he just makes. So I'm gonna cover where I learned to write copy, where and how to get clients, and how to make sure your clients keep paying you once you get them. So pay attention, because this could be the video that legit changes everything for you, right? So obviously making extremely bold claims, and then we're going right in and backing up those claims, right? Social proof, why I'm credible to teach. So we dive into that. Learn from my mistakes. Insinuates that the audience has the chance to surpass him if they pay attention, right? ICP call out 1. Anyone that wants to learn copywriting in 2024, that's obviously an ICP right there that he's calling out to. And then it's a very general ICP as well, making it B2C. ICP number 2, call out number 2, anyone who wants to learn copywriting but has $0. That expands the ICP even further, right? What's in it for me? Why should the viewer stick it out through the body of the video? Everything's kind of color coded there so you can see the breakdown of that as well. But you can see how even just starting off your video like this can go and set the stage for the entire video. And if you don't do this, you just say, go start yapping, or you start with something random, it'll just kill your video like that, right? People don't have long attention spans anymore, and that's getting killed even further by short form. So this and going and writing a proper intro is more important than ever. Otherwise, your video literally has no chance, even if it's a fantastic video. So in the first minute of the video, the viewer knows this is a business model. You can start with $0. Again, very wide ICP, very applicable. They understand the concept of shortcutting the learning curve by learning from someone else's mistakes. Mason said this took him 3 years. He's compressing it down to one video. So that adds a lot of value as to how much time they're gonna be spending watching this video for the next 12 minutes. They know you don't have to be super high IQ or great at writing to succeed with this business, which is obviously a concern when he's going and selling to B2C. And you have someone that feels like they're not in that department going and watching this. So he's again calling out to that demographic. They know that with the right vehicle, they too can turn their life around in less than 2 years. Not only have we helped our clients with YouTube. So with this as well, if you guys have seen Mason's content before, he's almost like borderline a motivational speaker, right? Just as far as going and calling out to the demographic that wants to go and make money. And that ends up being a very large lever for him to go and pull on YouTube. So with that, shows tangible proof that you're doing the thing. This is an example of a video that I created that went viral. And this is when we started our coaching program. We did it basically around the same time as I launched this YouTube series, and this was a 30-day YouTube series. And I started a content agency from zero to prove that it's not luck. 32-minute video, 400,000 views on a channel with 1,500 subscribers, now more than that in 6 months. So breaking that down a little bit further, I did a 30-day series, and I literally filmed and edited and posted every single day, where I simulated starting an agency from scratch. I didn't use my connections, I didn't use social media. I just started with basically a camera. And I did this to relate to beginners, but I held authority frame by explaining that I've already run a successful agency doing $1 million a year on the side, right? So I can relate to everyone watching, and that they can go and do the exact same thing that I'm doing. All they basically need is a camera, but I also know what I'm doing because I run an agency as well on the side, right? Instead of just telling people the best way to go and get clients as a beginner, like most videography gurus in our space do, I went out and actually just showed people. So I had someone filming behind the scenes, going and cold approaching clients, and actually going and having those conversations that most people would deem as uncomfortable or not know what to say, that they would be scared of having, especially if you're just getting into the space for the first time, right? So I gave insights into real sales conversations and relationships that I couldn't fake, right? You have a camera on it and you have really no control. All you ladies know that sales conversation is a sales conversation, and I'm sure the first one that you guys had was a little daunting, and it's the same for a lot of people as well. So going and actually just showcasing that and kind of how to navigate it and how I navigate it ended up being extremely beneficial and built a lot of trust with my audience to then go and sell to towards the end of the series, right? Showed off some of the behind the scenes, gave context to our existing agency as well, which added credibility so that people had a reason to believe that I could actually go and hit the goal. And I wasn't afraid to show any of the rejections or hangups. So I did have failures within that series, and I shared those, and people could relate to those as well, right? So it's just important that when you are sharing, you share all of it. A lot of people just want to show the highlight reel, and they don't want to show the ups and downs, but the reality is everyone has ups and downs, and that's all a relatable thing. Again, telling a unique story, something like Jimmy Farley did with this video that we made for him, how TikTok made me millions at 23. With this video, again, Jimmy had a really small channel, but he was going and he had his coaching program capped actually. So he was going just consistently, from YouTube, 80K revenue from the videos we were making him every single month in and month out. And a lot of that just came from how we helped him go and position himself on YouTube in this manner, right? So this is a very clickable thumbnail, very clickable title right here. And then, just like the hook that I gave an example of above, that goes and we use something very similar to that to go and call out to the proper demographic to keep people engaged and watching. So breakdown of this touches on Jimmy's childhood and demonstrates that he came from the average middle class household, speaks honestly on his experience and doesn't try to exaggerate details. Extremely relatable here. Speaks in detail about how he tried drop shipping, color change swim trunks, only to realize that the real money was in creating content for these brands he's selling the opportunity of TikTok Shop through his story without persuading, right? So he's sharing other things that he's tried, which if other people have also tried those things, they can relate to exactly what he's saying, and then highlights the specific lives he's changed in his program Creators Corner, and paints a clear picture of how these students came from relatable backgrounds just like him, Chipotle worker, 9 to 5, etc. Right? So that's where the power is in telling his story. With ads, you're going and selling a direct offer or result. With YouTube, you're going and connecting with people. So you're not so much taking advantage of a unique mechanism when it comes to going and creating videos, as much as you are sharing your own life and getting people to buy into what you're doing at a personal level. We didn't make him just some generic video about how he went from broke to rich. We used specific stories from his come up to show transparency and like not being a tryhard. Aligning with audience's dream demographic. So this is where it's really important for with the clients that we're working with. We go in and diagnose where they are in the space and how they're positioned in the space, and how we can go make content that applies to their brand, right? So this guy, Jadon, he is a day trader. The day trading space is pretty scummy, but he puts a lot of emphasis just around discipline, freedom. It's not as much about the money as it is about the freedom that comes from it. So we wanted to go and accurately share that within the video that we went and created for him. So this was titled, this was a year ago, so this was back before like day in the life content was a big thing. We went and titled it, obviously, real day in the life as a millionaire day trader. And with this, we zigged when others were zagging by showing a real day in the life of Jadon instead of traditional overwhelming flex ones that most traders do. If you're familiar at all with the trading space, you know that it's like just throwing money around, jewelry, cars, nonstop. So instead, we focused on an hour or two of trading, followed by a good workout, an afternoon at his favorite restaurant, gym, sauna, time with his dogs, and Xbox, which appeals to a completely different demographic of people than all the people that are looking for, watches and cars and all that. We did include some of those things, but we did it very tastefully as a way to go and showcase that he was an authority. So he spoke to his audience desires, which is not to make millions trading, but to simply have a level of time freedom throughout their day to enjoy life. So he trades early in the morning, 7 a.m., wraps up by like 9 a.m. because he's on mountain time, and then he has the whole day for himself. And that's what we wanted to share more than the fact that he's like making a ton of money. And then that displays a level of authenticity that's uncommon in the space. There's a lot of grifters in the trading space. Give away information but withhold implementation. This is something that Will does well. Another one of our clients, Blake Rocha, did well as well. So basically made, as you can see by the link, essentially like a short course on how to start your first Airbnb business, a no BS guide. I believe that's still the largest video on his channel today. But essentially, like with this and like the series that I did as well, technically someone watching the video would have everything they need to do if they just copy myself and my series, or Blake and this, to go and get started with Airbnb arbitrage, but they still lack the perspective, experience, and confidence to do so. And that's the biggest thing that is worth noting when going and considering this, that you can give everyone all the information, but that does not mean they're gonna go and implement it. They're usually scared to go and implement it. So with the point of these step-by-step guides is to basically overwhelm the viewer, which most people would not think is something that you should do, with so much value and information that they feel as if they have to have their hand held, and that's the best possible option. They would prefer having someone to spot them as they build their business and make sure they're doing everything correctly. Obviously with this, you're going to get some people that just go and implement, and that's fantastic, because usually at that point they're going to go and rave about your product anyway in the comment section and on your Instagram and whatnot. And then they might even join because they've had such a good experience with what you've already given them. But then again, there's going to be those people that have everything but still want their hand held, right? In these free course style videos, you're really just showing people that it's not as easy as it looks. They try to do it on their own, but they would actually just pay to do it instead. From your program. But before, we just lost it here.
One, two, two. Yeah, let's use this. That was the original.
Test. All right, there we go. Okay, so ran through all of that, try to go through that as efficiently as possible. But let's talk about, before you go and invest in your channel, some tangible benefits of doing so and why you should do so, right? So again, this is Jimmy Farley, $300,000 in new revenue from YouTube in 4 months with less than 10,000 subscribers. Jordan Welch was touching on this a little earlier before. It doesn't take a ton of results to go a ton of views, a ton of subscribers to go and make a lot of money from YouTube. Each video kind of ends up being like a VSL if you structure it properly. And as most of you know, if you are sending 1,000 of the right people to a VSL, that can mean a lot of money for your business. And it's the same thing with YouTube. With Mason, same thing. Again, he started from absolutely zero on YouTube and then had $1 million in directly attributable revenue from YouTube in 12 months. This ended up being a lot more than just that for his business because of the brand that YouTube builds, and people will watch YouTube videos and they'll go over to Instagram and they'll say, hey, I loved your video. You have a setter takeover, jump in from there. So this is just directly from link in description, tracked through Hyros, and went through the VSL, booked a call, and closed. And that's directly attributed to the YouTube videos. But again, there's a lot of spillover that can't really be tracked for as well. And then with something like this, so this is Cam Oliveira, wholesale real estate, ranking for keywords. Again, like YouTube is a search engine, and this is something that you get to take advantage of with YouTube if you know what you're doing, where you can see in the search bar up here, wholesale real estate, that's the search term that was inputted, and his video is showing up as the first one because we're going and leveraging keywords, and this is a search browser. YouTube is. With this, another example of going and ranking for keywords and having your video showcase well is, this is a relatively large term, or I guess like relatively large term in the trading space, and so we went and optimized for that with this video specifically, so that whenever that term is searched for, right, there's obviously everyone has their own niche, you can go and pull the keywords from that niche and you can go start making videos around those keywords so that when they're searched, which if you have like how do I get into Amazon wholesale, or how do I get into drop shipping, right? If you can go and rank for that keyword, and people that are looking to get in and they go and hit your keyword, or they go and search that keyword and your video is the first to pop up, that's the difference between them buying from you or someone else. So very powerful there as well. Again, that's just digital real estate. And then another example of this as well with Mason, how to get copywriting clients. We got ads, and then we've got his video, and then we've got another video, and it continues because there wasn't a whole lot of people making great videos in the copywriting space. Not a lot of people make great videos in general, so it's actually not that hard to go and rank videos when you have the proper data to do so. Yeah, full stack, all of it. Yep. So again, like, you're not going to normally go and see this with like an Instagram reel or a TikTok video. This is over the course of almost 2 years. And this is just a constant view curve of more and more people seeing this YouTube video. This is Jay Dunn's day in the life video. So this is just, constant stream of traffic to his funnels, to his Instagram, to all of the avenues that he has. And this is creating a massive amount of buy-in, right? So with a video like this, he had like a 40% engagement rate on a 30-minute video. So people are going and watching like 12 minutes. So that's 221,000 people that are going and watching an average of 12 minutes behind his brand, if not more, which as far as establishing brand credibility and authority, a lot can happen in that amount of time, especially at that scale. This is another thing that I've noticed from YouTube and my brand, my offer. So the first month of launching our offer, we did 64,000 net, over 100,000 gross, just from dialing opt-ins from YouTube. No VSL, no Instagram, no ads. This was literally just people opting into free lead magnets that I created. We went and dialed all those leads, and we like essentially soft launch our coaching program off the back end. This just goes to show how good the lead quality is from YouTube. I know that a lot of people were talking about their show rates and everything with ads. I just checked in with our sales manager, and for the last 3 months, from all the leads that we have from YouTube, the show rate is just below 75%, just above 74% and some change for all of our calls with a $5,800 offer. Couple other things that I've noticed out of all the leads that came in from YouTube, like I just said, they have the highest show rate on sales calls and the highest close rate, and most initially buy in out of every traffic source. So compared to YouTube, compared to ads, compared to TikTok, just because there's so much more opportunity for you to go and connect with the viewer and handle their objections, right? It's essentially similar to having multiple VSLs all over your YouTube and all over your social media. And we have gone and run some ads, and we didn't get any "nice try Diddy" comments from on our ads, which a lot of other people have been getting. So I guess that's one nice thing that's from, you know, seeing my face on YouTube. Our closer mentioned how a lot of people come into these calls referring a specific YouTube video that helped them with a specific issue in their video business. Again, this is applicable to obviously a lot more than a video business. I've seen a ton of comments from people who've binged my entire series start to end. That's 30 videos, easily over 10 hours of watch time. And then they say that they need someone, more than the 7, they need space in here. They say you need for someone to become a buyer. So this is something that Will has touched on, where it's obviously important to go and have a webinar because it becomes a really large touch point. And with YouTube, you know, once you have a certain amount of content out there, this becomes a basically bucket of touch points that your potential customer can go and consume if they're curious and they want to know more about what your product is. So yeah, that's all I got. What's stopping you from going in and going all in on your channel? So as you could see by that entire presentation, if you're not on YouTube in 2025 as a personal brand, you are missing out significantly. If you're someone that needs help with YouTube, you want someone to come and produce the videos for you, you want someone to ideate, script, film, edit, post, thumbnail, title, description, SEO, and even tracking the results on your behalf, click below, apply now, and we'll speak to you soon.